Back again, ladies and gentlemen. Having been so abruptly interrupted by my time expiring, but I'd like to continue on that vibe. And that is when you want the peace, the prosperity, the freedom, the joy of life, and the fulfillment of your dreams. When you want your needs, your wants, and your desires met, then you want to find out how you achieve these things, since this is coming amongst every last one of you. And so when we look at every last one of you and we think about what is it that is, again, coming amongst us, that is most important to us, and we recognize that as being survival. And when we start thinking about what are those things that are essential for our survival as human beings that are common amongst us, we think about food, we think about clothing and shelter. These things are very essential. We got to have that. Then we think about education. It has its place because we learn and we do what we do with education. We need health care to protect us from the sicknesses and the diseases. We need these things. It's coming amongst us. And how do we meet these needs? How do we meet these needs? Well, the resources that are necessary to meet these needs are given by the same power that gave us the earth, the same power that gave us, the same power made sure that the resources would be available, and since we would have the need, gave us, each of us, a part that was given to us by that power, that it allows us to engage ourselves in the process of creating, or you might say manifesting, these things that I just articulated, that in such an abundance that all of us would be able to access it as we desire. Now that is almost like perfect, ladies and gentlemen. And then all the other stuff like transportation and the infrastructures and all of the other things that we can imagine that gives us a chance to play the role and for which we are created, and that is to create. Yep, that seems good to me. That seems really fantastic to me. And so a worthy purpose for my life is to do whatever I possibly can to share that information with the general public. And maybe, hopefully, well, my desire is that you would say, wow, that's not so bad. You know, you talk about heaven, you talk about you hope you die and go there, then I say here's an opportunity for you to play a role in creating it right here to see if you like it, to see what role it is that you might have to play when you get there. So practice right here. And that means eliminating the pain and the suffering. We know what that is. We know what causes it. And if you don't know what caused it, just focus on what we just got through talking about. And that is the solution. that is the medication that is finally coming up with the vaccine that would eliminate that pain and suffering, that would eliminate lying and cheating and stealing and terror and racism, hatred and bigotry. You know one thing I think, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to close. This thing with your President Donald Trump. Now, I've seen a lot of stuff in my lifetime. I've seen a lot of evil stuff. I've seen a lot of hatred. I've seen a lot of racism. I've seen a lot of bigotry. It's no stranger to me. But as I look at Donald Trump, can you imagine what this guy had to go through to come up to be this evil? Somebody might say, no, he didn't have to go through anything. He had a silver spoon stuck in his mouth. That's how come he came up this evil. Yes. That's how they come up this evil, with silver spoons stuck down your mouth. Now, not very many of us know anything about that. We just know the outcome. Now, what he has done, justice, according to we human beings, demands that he pay the price. And that is probably a lot of time in jail based upon what he has been accused of. And if it's proven to be a fact, this 70-something-year-old man, somebody might say, well, he's not the only 70-year-old man. Bill Cosby go to jail. Don't matter what kind of status he had. Bill Cosby was America's dad. They still stuck him in prison. So Donald Trump is the billionaire, or claiming to be billionaire, that possibly gets stuck in jail. Is that so bad? Well, if it's justice, it's not bad at all. And it is justice. It looked like something inside of me wanted to just say, there's a scripture that goes somewhere that says, let those that are among us, I'm paraphrasing, I guess, who have not sinned, cast the first stone. And every last one of us have to admit that we have sinned, that we've done wrong. And when we have heard that there is no little sin and no big sin, that sin is sin, then we know that if 10% of a nickel is equal to the same 10% of $1 billion, if it's the same thing, 10%, it seems that forgiveness should be for all sin. And yes, it's like those who are in jail now for having some marijuana seed, when right now all across the nation and stuff is legal, social, free, walk down the street in many places, and people still in jail. So when you come to this point, you say, oh, wait a minute, you gotta let these guys out of jail. You know, so that was a point in time, but now the times have changed that, so gotta bring the past up to time. So snatch that out, and they got to let that go. We're trying to eliminate society from ugliness. We're trying to eliminate from society evil by exhibiting love. And once we exhibit love, then like heaven, we will not tolerate, heaven will not tolerate evil. And when evil comes in, it stops at its inception. It will not be given birth. It will be stopped. That virus will cease. Why? Because we, the people, have become the vaccine, and we take care of this. Why? Because we have the true vaccine, the source, which is we can't see. And we don't have anyone to be jealous of, mad of, pissed off at, because it's a power that we can't see, can't touch, can't feel, but we allow that power to live in us. And it is a power of love. Now, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I think I won't bore you anymore with that wonderful stuff talking about love, and let you go back to sleep. Good night.